What's going on, guys? It's Nick here, back with another video. It's Monday. So you know what time it is. Time for another mock draft Monday. I had a request in, I don't know if it was actually the last mock draft Monday, but it was in one of the last videos to do a different setup for this. It's one that we do all the time. It's one that I know is very common amongst you guys. That is a 12-team, full PPR, 3 starting wide receivers. This is a format that I like. My preferred format is 2 running back, 2 receivers, and 2 flex. So you can go 4 wide receivers, but you can also go 3 tight ends if you really felt like it. That'd be dumb, but you could do it if you wanted to. But you can go 4 running backs. You go 3 and 3. Do whatever you want. But this one is going to have 1 flex, 3 receiver, 2 running back. Everything else is normal. I added in kicker just for fun, but you know we're taking defense and kicker in the last 2 rounds. 7 bench spots. I went in, so basically the question was, how early do you start taking wide receivers? We're going to see what the system does. We're going to see what we like. But obviously we know full PPR leans a little bit more towards wide receiver than standard, or then obviously than standard, but then half PPR. And then when you have that extra spot, every starting player you have, well, when you're looking at streaming options, you're looking a little bit further down. So if you were looking at someone's ranking and they were pretty even, but you're allowed to start an extra wide receiver, you're always leaning wide receiver because you have to start more of them. If they were flex spots, you wouldn't have to, which is why you wouldn't adjust the ADPs. But yeah, more starting wide receiver spots obviously means we're going to value them higher. Again, the system I think is going to do it, but I put slightly high just to force them to do it if they weren't going to. We did. Bird just, did you guys hear that? Yeah, bird just flew into the window. Anyways, we did a late one last time, so we'll go early. We will randomize, but I'm not going to do anything 8 through 12. So as long as it's not 8 through 12, I don't know. Oh, I think 7's too close. I feel like we did like 10 last time. Okay, 5. We'll do 5. I didn't want to do something too close to last week's, even though it's a different setup. You know, we want to get a few different builds in here. So we'll start things off. Again, tomorrow we're going to be doing the live stream, 8 p.m. Eastern. That's Tuesday night. We're going to be doing underdog drafts in that one. So for those of you who are like, I don't like Fantasy Pros drafts, listen, we got underdog for you tomorrow. And you guys can join it live and ask questions. Why don't I? I'll pull up. It's actually, I don't have my latest projections filtered in yet, but I'll pull up what I have in my rankings if we need to see. Obviously not for you guys to see. But the latest rankings are on the site. So I'll pull that up here. I think we're just going to kind of go with the flow on this one. Oh, goodness. Okay. I have to remember how to do this. So we have draft board. Oh, what's my roster look like? I hate that. Okay. Cheat sheets. That's the one we want. We want cheat sheets. We want top 40. We want to hide the drafted players. But first, we'll look at the draft board. So, bunch of running backs to start. Even when you're having all these wide receiver spots, you are still going to have the very early rounds heavily dominated by running back. But what I'm expecting to see is 3rd through 6th round, we're going to see a lot of green. I think green was wide receivers in this format. A lot of green. A lot of wide receivers are going to start going there. But I think this is a fairly obvious choice, so we're going to take Cooper Kupp. I actually have Cooper Kupp. I did not think this was going to happen. 2nd. He is my 2nd overall player. I tried to nerf his projections. I tried to see what you could do to get McCaffrey over him. There might be some formats, like maybe in like standard formats. I honestly don't look at standard too much. I just go with whatever the computer tells me to based on my projections. But yeah, Cooper Kupp is ahead. He's the 2nd best player. He just is right now, unless I change something after that. So, to start off, we had Jonathan Taylor, McCaffrey, Eckler, and Dalvin Cook. Makes sense. We go with Cooper Kupp. After that, we see 7 running backs go off the board. Najee Harris, Swift, Henry, Mixon, Fournette in the late 1st. That's aggressive. Alvin Kamara and Javonte Williams. Then we see a stop. Kind of unfortunate. You know, you want to be, I mean, in this format, like that Diggs Jefferson start is nice. Adams Chase is nice. That's a really nice start. Unfortunately, we see a run begin, and now we're going to kind of be at the end of that like tier 1 run. But we'll go look and see who we can get. But yeah, we see Adams go, Diggs go, Jefferson, Chase, Lamb, Debo, and then Kelsey also off the board. So if we are looking at all these different positions, we're not going to go with quarterback. We're not going to go with quarterback right now. We're not going to go with Mark Andrews. Technically, I have Andrews, 205, 17th overall pick. We're at 20, so he's a value right now. I don't think we're going to do it, though. That is unfortunate. We kind of do get a little bit of a tier break. Like at wide receiver, a lot of these guys are very similar, and I don't love, being forced to kind of pick first amongst this group. I really would have preferred like every single one of the wide receivers taken there. At running back, we go with Aaron Jones. But there's kind of like a tier here as well. I mean, Jones, Chubb. I'm not on Barkley. It's like Montgomery. That's not great. So the projections do say Tyreek Hill. It says go with Tyreek Hill. It honestly says it's not, I mean, just like going off of what I'm like visualizing there, it says it's not like super close. I think maybe, Aaron Jones would be our next bet. So it's really, do we want to go with Aaron Jones? Do we want to go with Tyreek Hill? Like I said, you're just going to lean wide receiver in a format like this. That's a close decision. I think you could honestly go either way. If you wanted to lock Aaron Jones up and just say, you just know for a fact he's going to be a productive running back this season, and you're getting him in the second round, like it's just a good pick, and we know the cliff happens at the running back position. I just think it was relatively close, and you should go with Tyreek Hill, especially I have him at 12? Yeah, I have him at 12 overall. That's a really, really good value. What we were at, 20. So after us, we see first quarterback go off the board, Josh Allen. We see Justin Herbert go off. That makes sense. Mark Andrews goes. That's a really nice start for this first team. Jonathan Taylor, Mark Andrews, Keenan Allen, hitting studs at 3 different positions. That's a really good start. But yeah, we see Aaron Jones, Chubb go, Mike Evans, Keenan Allen, AJ Brown. So we're on the clock. Again, I'll pull up rosters here. We've got Cooper Kupp and we've got Tyreek Hill. So at this point, if something's close, we do have the option to not lean wide receiver. But again, I'll almost consider this like a wide receiver start. If we went with a third receiver here, we're still doing our starting lineup, and we still have a flex. So we don't have to shy away from doing that. It doesn't look, Pitts is not a value. Waller, Kittle, not a value right now, not going there. Quarterback, also not a value. So again, it's 2 running back and wide receiver. There's going to be a decent amount of picks that go by here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's 14 picks are going to go by between us and our next one. So we're kind of thinking, I mean, maybe around here, kind of like this range will be what's available to us in the next round. Baseline thoughts are that I don't think there's a massive difference between Godwin, McLaurin, Amari Cooper, Pittman, Moore, Waddle. I'm not going to do Waddle because I have Tyreek Hill, but Deontay, Higgins. Like I don't see a huge difference amongst that group. And if you're listening on the podcast, I went in reverse order there. I feel like a lot of people may have heard that list go off and be like, oh yeah, from start to finish. No, that was like from wide receiver 20 through 12, right? Going backwards. So I think we can wait, and I think we can get a third really, really nice receiver. So I think our best bet is probably just locking up whatever running back we feel is best. That is not Barkley to me. I don't feel confident in him. I think that if you were a risky player, which honestly I am a very risky player, and you wanted to, you're like, hey, I got Kupp and Tyreek Hill. Let's just go for just like the kill shot here. Let's just go for if Barkley comes back, this offense is pass heavy. He has like 80 receptions, 15 touchdowns. Is the old Barkley. I won the league, right? In these 3 picks. So it's an option. I just have him so far down in the rankings. James Conner, honestly, also I don't love. Like I talked about before, I don't buy that he is going to be the only running back on this roster. I mean, Benjamin's there, but I don't buy it. I think they're going to bring someone else in. And if I think that's going to happen, I can't take him in the 3rd round. So if it's a no to Barkley and a no to Connor, start getting down here. And then it's almost like, well, why are we even taking running back? Right? Why even doing that? Because Montgomery, Akers, I don't want Gibson. I don't really want Jacobs. Okay, maybe that is why we're taking running back. I don't really want Zeke that much. Breece Hall is fine. Dobbins isn't going to catch passes. So we like Etienne like we did before. Okay. So maybe we just go with Montgomery then. I am curious. Let's see the running back rankings. It would be Montgomery. It's Montgomery, then Connor, then Etienne, then Dobbins. That makes sense to me. I do want to see some news about the Bears backfield. Like, again, you guys know I'm a big Khalil Herbert fan. I think he's good. It was weird to me that they didn't use him once Montgomery came back last season. I want to see some news that indicates that's going to happen again. Hey, Montgomery was like a featured running back last season when he was healthy. If that continues, that's good value. It's a good value as a running back one here after Kupp and Tyreek Hill. So, a lot of picks go by. Not a lot of running backs, though. The ones we expect to go: Connor, Akers, Barkley, Hall. That makes sense. Pitts goes off the board. Mahomes goes off the board. Makes sense. Higgins, Deontay Johnson, McLaurin, Pittman, Moore, Waddle, Thomas, and Brandon Cooks, all off the board. We are here at pick 44, 8th pick in the 4th round. Top options, in my eyes, not in their eyes: Etienne, Dobbins. Etienne, Dobbins at running back. If we want to go quarterback, we go with Lamar. I don't think we do that. I think we wait, trying to get a better value there. We could go with Kittle or Waller. I do have Dobbins and Etienne ahead of both of them in the rankings. And my thought is there's only 8 picks here. I think that I'm more willing to take that chance that someone will still be there in the 5th round at tight end than I am at other spots. So I'm going to say we're going to hold off quarterback and hold off tight end yet again. We're going to go back to running back and wide receiver here. Talked about in, I believe that would be the Saturday video and the live stream. I've talked about it a bunch. Not on Metcalf. I think he's still overvalued. So we could go with Amari Cooper. That could really work out. What if Deshaun Watson doesn't get suspended this season? Cooper's worth a 3rd round pick, and you're getting him in the late 4th round. So that's big. I do have Chris Godwin as one of the most undervalued wide receivers right now. People are expecting him to miss time. But I mean, we've already seen him running routes. It's early May. So I'm thinking he's going to be good to go. Again, they didn't do anything in the offseason to besides just replace Antonio Brown. So I'm good with Godwin. Who do I have? Between Godwin, it's got to be Godwin, right? The mic is in my way, so I can't actually see. Godwin, yeah, it's Godwin then Amari Cooper by half a round, something like that. So we either go with Godwin, because then I actually do see kind of a tier break here at wide receiver. It's Godwin and Amari Cooper, then I kind of see a tier break in everyone else. So I'd like to lock one of them up. I'd like to get Etienne, but I think there's a better chance that Etienne's still available in the next round. So let's go with Godwin. Again, I think he's good to go. Let's grab Etienne in the 5th. I know these running backs, or these tight ends, I know they look like a screaming value in the 5th round. And I think you could have absolutely gone with one of them. I just see such big tier gaps after the guys that I locked up that I had to do it. Because I'm looking at running back now and I'm like, ugh. I mean, Mitchell's a good option. He's not going to catch any passes, though. It's a problem. But Mitchell's a good option. Miles Sanders is a good option. Then it gets gross. It honestly does. These are all guys who I have significant concerns with, but it's basically Mitchell, Sanders, Kenneth Walker. I don't know why it says Ken here. Is it really too big to do Kenneth? Kenneth Walker. And then we're just looking at rookies at that point. So we have the option of locking up another running back here. I don't think we go with Hawkinson, Goddard, Schultz, Ertz. I mean, so many of these guys are very, very similar. Let's wait again there. We have the option. We're in the 6th round, late 6th round. We can definitely go with quarterback. I think I have Kyler Murray as overvalued this season, but this is pretty far. The 6th round, he's very mobile. He's going to do well. Hopkins is going to come back. So that is definitely an option for us. But I'm looking at Elijah Mitchell and I'm like, can I really pass up that value? No, he's not going to catch passes, but he's still a great running back. They love him. And what if Davis Price doesn't work out? What if he pulls a Trey Sermon and they're like, oh, we don't love him either? He could be really, really good. I think the 6th round's good for him. So I'm going to take Mitchell. I'm going to hope that Kyler's still there at the next pick in the 7th round. He is. They attacked wide receiver. I'll pull up the draft board here. Again, like I said, there's a lot of green here. After our pick, we saw Elijah Moore, Robert Woods, Bateman, Lockett, Renfro, Ayuk all go in a row. then Hawkinson and Miles Sanders. I think now you take Kyler Murray. It's the 7th round. He's Kyler Murray. He could be awesome. Dak Prescott's also a good pick there. You could keep waiting, but you take the value of Kyler Murray. And look at our team now. So you could have argued we were being very aggressive at wide receiver. Historically, teams that attack wide receiver this aggressively early on don't perform as well as teams that attack wide receiver early on. But Cooper Kupp, Tyreek Hill, Chris Godwin is a stud cast of receivers. But Montgomery, Etienne, Mitchell, I like those running backs as well. Kyler Murray, we're locked and loaded right now. Locked and loaded. I do want to still grab a good tight end. And Dalton Schultz is just sitting there as a guy that they lost a good amount of receiving talent. They replaced it with a rookie. He was really good before getting injured. He got injured, right? Now it's like sticking out to me that he didn't. I wish we had. Did he not get injured? Well, I'll have to look that up after the video. But yeah, I mean, he had a phenomenal season. Like a really, really good season. And they have no one. I believe they've released Blake Jarwin. They have no tight end talent behind him. In PPR too, oof. I feel like he's the last guy. I mean, it's him and Ertz are in this last tier. I think we just take it. All right. 8th round pick. We're going to go with Dalton Schultz. I like that one. Yeah. I don't think that's a reach. Where do I have him ranked? Let's see. We've got Kittle, Dalton Schultz. Where'd he go? Not sure where oh, there he is. Very early. I almost don't want to say. He's worth a 6th round pick in the projections. Maybe I have to nerf that, but I feel like I did. I went in and I tried to nerf his projection. It's like kind of hard because when you can give all of the work to like in the receiving games, like Tony Pollard and CeeDee Lamb, like it was difficult to give it to anyone else. So really good pick there. Starting lineup is filled out. We do need to attack wide receiver. So I think at this point, oh my God, Kenneth Walker is still there. Goodness. Well, okay. So to answer the question of what this person was asking, in order to allow yourself to look at other positions, because we've got great value in the last few rounds, in order to like keep getting value at other spots, you almost like you want to lean running or wide receiver early in this type of format because you're going to need to. If we had only had one wide receiver, we cannot be taking value at quarterback, tight end, running back because we have to be taking wide receiver. And so if you can lean wide receiver early, afford yourself to grab these guys, not be as worried about wide receiver in the later rounds, it allows you to get better value. And I can't see passing up Kenneth Walker here in the 9th round. Take Kenneth Walker. I know he's probably not going to catch any passes. There's actually a report recently that's like, oh, we actually like him in the receiving game. It's all coach talk right now. The odds that Kenneth Walker is like featured in the receiving game is very, very low because they're not going to throw to any of the running backs that much. But he's a phenomenal talent. Penny can't stay healthy. That's a good pick. So we're gonna stick with that pick. We need wide receivers though. So we've waited long enough. Let's look at receiver. Let's go like, because we already have quarterback and tight end. Why don't we go like 3 in a row? Because we're going to do defense, kicker last 2. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 picks left. Let's hammer the wide receiver position right now. So who do we like? I like Tim Patrick. Let's just start some guys. I like Tim Patrick. I like Christian Watson. I don't really think Odell really should be that high of a consideration for us. I like Jameson Williams. I like LaVisca if he got traded to like a high-end team, not when he's on Jacksonville right now. Sean Dotson is an option. Will Fuller, if you just want to play the, hey, what if Will Fuller goes to the Packers? That is absolutely worth a flyer late. So he's an option. Kendrick Bourne's not a terrible option. I'm trying to find someone. Byron Pringle. Nice. That's a good pick. I would say David Bell we could go with. Palmer's not a terrible pick. Those are the kind of guy. I guess Jarvis, because also he could go. We don't know right now where he's going to end up. I don't think it's going to be Cleveland. But he could end up on like Baltimore. Baltimore could sign Jarvis Landry, definitely. So that's what we're kind of looking at. I would say Tim Patrick would be the one I'd be most sad about losing. So we'll go with him. I just think he's such a good player. I just think he's a really good football player, and that if he's on the field with Russell Wilson, he's going to have some good weeks, and he's got plenty of upside. If Judy or Sutton were to get injured, Tim Patrick, man, would be so good. After that, who would I be next most upset with not getting? I almost think that at like this pick, 11th round, I feel like you should just lock up one of these free agents. You know Jarvis Landry and Will Fuller they have to, right? They have to get contracts somewhere. And it could be a bust. You can end up dropping them, but it's the 11th round. Who cares? So I almost want to go after those guys, which is weird. I don't even think I have them in the rankings right now because they're on a team. Once they're on a team, I'll put them in. I feel like that would be the play. Let me know, though. Where would you guys, you're drafting right now, where would you take Jarvis Landry? Where would you take Will Fuller? I feel like it's tough to know, but it's worth a shot, right? They could easily go to teams that are going to use them, and that's not really in consideration at an 11th round ADP right now. I don't love Jarvis Landry just because I feel like he's on the tail end of his career, and he's not really a player that I love in fantasy, so I think I'm going to take the star off of him. I think our plan should be grab Watson, next round grab Will Fuller, look back at running back, see what's happening there. No. Who got taken? It looks like Jameson Williams and Dotson both went. I like Jameson Williams as well. But we'll do that. We'll grab, maybe grab Fuller. Honestly, Crowder's an option as well. Should we look at running back? What's our split? Montgomery, Etienne, Mitchell, Kenneth Walker. And then we have 5. Okay. We could take one more running back. We'll take the guy that I've been talking up that absolutely everyone hates. Probably the best handcuff in football right now, Isaiah Spiller. We'll go and we'll take Will Fuller. We then have 2 more picks, and then we'll do defense and kicker, and we'll review the team. I think this is turning out very well. I'll say this end of wide receiver is kind of gross, and we definitely have a top-heavy wide receiver team. I would have preferred a 4th good one. So I would have preferred having Kupp, Tyreek Hill, Godwin, and then someone else that's like someone that I would feel fine starting. I don't know how much I'd feel good about starting Patrick, Watson, or Fuller right away. Again, Fuller, I guess we just don't even know. So I would prefer that. But I think just the value we got at other spots makes up for that in my eyes. So upside at the wide receiver position. To me, it might be Palmer. Like, what if Mike Williams got injured? Palmer steps in. He could be good. He could just, earn more targets progressing as a player. Not on DPJ. Not on Nico Collins, Marshall. I don't love Marvin Jones. Marvin Jones is fine, but I don't love it. Odell, I think he's going to be injured for like most of the season, so I don't really want to go there. I don't think we need to grab another running back. I think we're fine at that position. So I think we go 2 more wide receivers here. Let's do Palmer. No one else is really standing out to me. See if there's Alec Pierce. We could go with Wandale. Okay, maybe there's some names down here I'm missing. No, I would say Wandale. I know I'm probably going to be annoying with how much I say that you should take Packers players this season, Giants players this season, but they're going to be very pass heavy. They give up a ton to draft Robinson, ton of draft capital. Took him way earlier than they needed to, but they're clearly going to use him. I just think you should be attacking Giants players at their like very reduced ADPs. You could draft Hamler. I have Tim Patrick, so I don't know that I'm going to do that, but I think KJ Hamler is like not a bad pick at this spot. I feel like I go with Alec Pierce too, but I'm going to go Palmer. We'll take him, and then we will grab defense kicker, and we'll be done with this. Still, it's going to be a while before I actually look into defense and kickers. I have no idea what kicker we should be drafting right now. Just if you're actually in a league that's drafting right now, just take someone on a good offense. You'll be fine. Defenses. I know the Packers have a really good defense this year. Obviously, the Rams are going to have a good defense. Kansas City has a bunch of really difficult matchups to open the year. So I don't know that I would take their defense. Broncos, that's not a bad option. Better offense now. Solid defense. And we all know that, I don't know. I should look at the schedule. Or do they have home games to start the year? Whenever the Broncos have home games in the first month of the season, they always perform well because no one's acclimated at that point. No one's in peak football condition. And so going to travel 2 Mile High is difficult. So we'll just take the Broncos. Or actually, can we see? Ooh. Is that what they start with? At Seattle, beautiful. It's the worst offense in football. Home against Houston. Oh, that's going to be nice. That's a really nice start to the schedule. So we'll take that. We will take, I don't even care. Suck up. Sanders. You can take Jason Sanders. Yeah, Miami's going to have a good offense this season. He's a good kicker. Yeah. We'll do that. Again, did they change the color on kickers? I like that color. It's nice. Again, we don't care about this. I'm coming out with, thank you. I'm coming out with my team grade calculator. So you guys will be able to input your drafts, if you're doing these types of drafts, into it, and it'll tell you what my rankings say your team grade should be. But again, don't care about that because they hate our bench, basically. So here's the roster. Kyler Murray, Dave Montgomery, Travis Etienne, Cooper Kupp, Tyreek Hill, Chris Godwin, Dalton Schultz, Elijah Mitchell, Broncos, Sanders, and then the bench, Kenneth Walker, Tim Patrick, Christian Watson, Isaiah Spiller, Fuller, Wan'Dale Robinson, and Joshua Palmer. I don't think the bench is anything elite. I think we did a good job of capturing upside, capturing young players, and just capturing, Kenneth Walker could easily be running back 2 this season. So I think we did good there, and we did good making up for not taking running back super early. But man, I like our 3 wide receiver core: Cooper Kupp, Tyreek Hill, Chris Godwin. So let me know what you think of the draft in the comment section below. Make sure you're there 8 p.m. tomorrow, live on YouTube. We'll do our Underdog draft, so you guys can ask whatever questions you want. So bring your questions into that one. That, my friends, is the end of this one. Hope you all enjoy. If you did, how about hitting the like button, and how about subscribing to the channel if you're new here? Thanks for watching.